this.
So I know, dude, me either. All right, so
But piggybacking off what you said though, this is the first podcast really with me in it, and next time we do a podcast, I'm gonna come more prepared, more notes. We kind of just wing this one, which is pretty good,
Yeah.
But definitely for the next one, it's gonna be a lot more in detail, more notes, and more feng shui.
Do you want to wrap it up?
No. Let's keep going, bro. I got my coffee. I'm ready to go.
All right. So we were talking about the cloning stuff and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And they clone Tyrone and all that kind of stuff. I mean, and you were talking about like if you looked at the Epstein files and all that stuff, dude, it gets very crazy.
Yeah, and also I want to point this out too. So that app that I was talking about, the interviews with all these people. So I was listening to these things back in like 2018, 2019, right? And I would hear like something that they would say, right? Like nanotechnology. And then like I would see a movie with like a year or two later with nanotechnology in it. It's very strange how these people are talking about these, because like who's coming up with these ideas, right? Like most of the time, like these people are talking about things that are actually in the world, like Star Wars, right? Like this is a big one too. Like, this might be a little controversial.
Let's hear it.
But
they
talk about like breakaway civilizations, and they talk about we have bases on the moon and Mars, and this one guy Randy Kramer who I listened to, he was like a super elite space soldier who like fought on like Mars and has visited like space stations around surrounding Jupiter. Like it's crazy stuff. Yeah, right.
I love that, bro.
It's we're kind of like surface level conspiracy theory. But I could go crazy deep with this. You know, we could always save that for later. But
we could get in depth with certain things. Like we'll like say like, all right, we'll talk about this topic.
Yes.
And then we'll talk about that.
Yes. But,
this is like a basis of like this is what to look forward to when we get together.
Kind of like a preview of like what we could like get into. So, but that's what I mean. Like next time, like I could have like a whole list of everything on one subject that would like break everything down, coherently. Yeah. So, but with the Epstein files, they have this whole thing with. My point is that they had in the Epstein files conscience transfer, right? Yeah. So this guy Randy Kramer, who I know, he was, like I said, a special military super soldier, and he was basically created, right? And during his deployment, so they call it a 20-year and back. It's pretty crazy. So like they do 20 years, doing their military experience like on other planets, because there's like a whole super galactic federation out there.
I've heard of that. Yeah, that's a crazy concept.
If you're listening, look up the Federal
Galactic.
What is it? The Galactic Federation. Okay, that's what it's called. So there's all these different extraterrestrial groups, and then there's this one federation that keeps the peace. So when there's like a race that gets out of line, like we got to go deal with them and keep them in check. Checks and balances. The universe has evil and it has good. So with Randy Kramer, so like what they would do is they would do this 20-year and back program. They would do the 20 years, and then when they're done with the 20 years, they would bring them back in time to the time they left, right? Wow. They would wipe their memory, and then they would clone their body and then download their consciousness in the body that they had previously before they went and did the 20-year program. You understand? Wow. So this technology I heard about years ago, 8 years ago, whatever it was, and now that it's come out into the Epstein files, it's like you're putting two to two together, like, oh, this guy might be telling the truth. This guy might be...
Yeah, oh, like the guy...
Like the guy is telling the truth on his experience. Yeah. So it's very, very crazy.
That's the thing. When you say a story like that, like I think as a natural reactions like that's fucking crazy. That's
right.
not true.
And that's why I don't. That's why I really don't talk about it to many people because they're crazy. It's actually funny because I know a guy at work. That is like on the same level because like there's levels to this, right? There's like there's like your normal run of the mill like conspiracy theories, and then there's like bad shit, crazy. Like there's no way. Like I'm kind of up there, But I know a guy at work who's like all into the same stuff that I'm into, like on the deepest level, like crazy stuff like that, and we get along pretty good. But
dude, that's it. I mean, like, it's funny. I think people are into things if you talk to them though. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like if you like sit down, people sit down and think about it.
Right.
Like we're all into like, bro, like check this out.
Right.
So like people know there's injustices out there. Right? Like people know like, oh, this is an injustice. But then you sometimes divert your attention. I'll say this, during the pandemic, people were getting mad at people who didn't get vaccinated. Really, you shouldn't be mad at those, in my opinion. You're diverting your anger at them, at each other, hating each other. Then like, oh hey, how about the organization that started it, and then the whole organization that's making closing down all the companies, small businesses, closing everything, like, diverting your attention to that.
Right.
So, oh, I'm mad at you instead of being mad or upset about the real thing.
Keep the people fighting each other, and then they'll never look anywhere else.
Exactly. Right. So when you said there's levels, I think like the level, it just keeps on getting up and up and up and up, or deeper, you could say.
Yes.
To really what's going on. So like people are like supposedly World War II. Hitler wanted to end the war, and there was a peace treaty signed, and some Americans and other people got involved and said, we don't want the war to stop. We want the war to keep on going, so no peace treaty. That's to go to what you're saying, this sounds crazy, but it's an interesting story.
Exactly. Or like I have a hot take. I mean, it's not really so much a hot take, but like Pearl Harbor.
Yeah, that's a big one.
Like supposedly they knew Pearl Harbor was going to happen, and they let it happen anyway.
At the very least, they knew it was going to happen.
Right. America wasn't getting involved, right?
Yeah.
And Roosevelt was like, we're not getting involved, this and that. And the people were totally against it, and they bombed Pearl Harbor, and boom, suddenly we're in World War II. Now we're in the game, you know? So is it a ploy, is it a ploy to get the Americans to get into the fight? Did the government purposely withheld the information that they were going to burn Pearl Harbor and let it happen? So we do, because there's a lot of money in war.
Yeah, military-industrial complex.
Exactly.
Beware, right?
Exactly. Big money. And that was Truman.
Yeah. He
said, beware of the industrial complex, the industrial military complex, because they're their own entity.
Yeah.
They have no boundaries. Doesn't matter. They abide by no rules.
Dude, like, that's the thing, man. We say like, oh, these are wild. This is wild. This is a wild theory. But then you look into things and you're like,
I'm saying for the common person.
Yes. Yeah. Right. Yeah. Well, we're the common person originally. Like when we hear something, and then when you really think about it, you're like, oh wait, this is very interesting. So you talk to somebody about World War II, they're like, yeah, we killed the Nazis. Yeah, the Nazis were the bad guys. We'll say they are the bad guys, but also what happened, what transpired, what was going on, what was their motivations,
right? Yes. Well, I mean, the whole thing, why Hitler did with the Jews was because the Jews, his reasoning was the Jewish people were destroying the economy in Germany.
Yeah.
And he saw that and was like, obviously he didn't go about it the right way. He obviously
some would say he was a little over zealous.
Like he was wrong in what he did, but that was his reasoning. But a lot of people don't talk about that.
You want to
it's
hear
just
crazy
like Hitler was
conspiracy with
bad,
him?
this and that. But there's more to the story.
Well, he supposedly is an illegitimate child of the Rothschilds.
He's a who?
Illegitimate child of the Rothschilds. So he supposedly, his mom was like a cleaner or something.
Interesting.
In the Rothschilds thing. So he's a Rothschild supposedly, like a bastard.
Very interesting.
Yeah, supposedly.
Very, very.
Yeah, and they just funded him to start this bad boy.
Well, yeah, because the Rockefellers, going back hundreds of years, they would fund. No, the Rothschilds.
Yeah.
The Rothschilds, they would fund both sides.
Yeah. Well, everybody still does that though.
Yeah, they fund both sides. That's what they do.
They sell the equipment, the military equipment, all this stuff, and then they get the contract to clean up after it's done. You know, and it's crazy, bro. Yeah. That's why we just send money over to like all these countries for war, and they're like, why? How? First of all, why are we who's doing this? Why are there's not a vote? You can't wipe out our debt. You can't wipe out student loans. You can't wipe out all this stuff for us, but you could
it's always
send $6 billion somewhere. Okay, that's cool.
Yeah, it's insane. And half of it's not even half of it's for like.
No, it goes into the pocket of just the companies, bro. That's what it is. It just goes into the pocket of the company that is over that got the. This is my theory. Like BlackRock has the contract to clean up Ukraine war, so we send money to Ukraine. Who are we sending the money to? BlackRock, the company. You're just giving billions of dollars to your friends, pretty much.
Yeah, it's all corruption.
We're crazy, obviously. We're kooky. We're a little kooky, but that's because we're in a crazy world, man. You know?
Crazy world.
Yeah.
Crazy world.
You know what gets me too? Like, we're gonna get specific because this is something specifically because I think about just like I said, very interesting things. You got anything over there?
No, I'm just looking.
Okay. Charlie Kirk, right?
Okay.
Not everything that's going on with his assassination. The one thing that gets me about this thing, and I'll always say this, the one thing, not like how he got shot, who shot him, this. The one thing. I think I've told you this before. Why did they clean up the crime scene and do construction to the crime scene right after this happened?
Yeah.
Why did they do construction directly after he was assassinated?
The only logical explanation was to obviously hide it.
Yes.
Hide the evidence.
That's what I'm thinking, right?
Yeah. Even his wife is nuts.
Oh, dude, I can't get into that, bro. I think she's a psyop. I think she was born. I think she said
her father's some bigwig.
Yeah. Well, they're saying she is like she. This is obviously, Kansas Owens, my homegirl. Yeah, like she's crazy. She's going off, but she supposedly. First of all, the whole Israel thing connection. Obviously all that stuff. But supposedly she was like a CIA, an operative, like from the beginning with him.
I don't doubt it.
Like she was put into
his life for
a reason. Yeah. Dude, if you ever seen the movie The Ghost Rider.
Never seen it.
So
with Nicolas Cage?
No, Ghost Rider. That's Ghost Rider. Ghost Rider.
Oh, Ghost Rider.
Yeah, so it's a Roman Polanski movie. That guy, he's not on the FC files, but if he was around, he probably would be. Honestly, I think. He's the guy who fled America. He was the director because he had sex with an underage girl in the 60s, 70s. But he's a great director. He directed this movie, right? It's about, essentially, I'm just going to say the whole movie, whatever. But it's essentially about a prime minister of England and his wife, and somebody dies who was writing his memoir. So now the other guy, they hire another guy, the main character of it, the guy who played Obi-Wan Kenobi, Ewan McGregor.
Yeah.
They hire him to be the next Ghost Rider. That's how the movie starts. And they're like, what happened to the other one? Oh, he died, and he washed up on the shore because they live on the beach in Cape Cod.
Cape Cod.
Interesting. Whereas this guy's chef died. Obama chef died. By the way. Fun fact. Yeah. So these are just facts, guys. These are just fun facts. So he's ghostwriting and he's figuring things out. And in the whole movie, he's just figuring out the prime minister, his wife, and was implanted into his life, pretty much.
Yeah, it's a very real thing.
And at the end, I'm just gonna say it because you're probably not gonna watch it, right?
Probably not.
Yeah,
no.
The ending goes where he knows what happened. He knows that she's the operative. That the guy who was in the CIA or whatever set him up, set her up with him, fucking the end of the movie is just like him running into the street and he's holding the memoir. Mm-hmm. He's like, everybody's gonna know, and then like you just hear, you don't see it, but you hear a car, and then like you see all of the papers flying everywhere in the thing. So like they ran him over like at the end of the movie.
That's crazy. You know? That's kind of like Total Recall too. You ever see Total Recall? The newer one, I think.
No, with Colin Farrell.
Colin Farrell.
No, I never seen
it. And Kate Beckinsale.
Yeah.
He was like his memory was wiped, and Kate Beckinsale was like. Beckinsale, right? What'd I say? Beckinsale.
It's Beckinsale. You keep on saying it's Beckindale.
Yeah.
It's a New York Kate Beckinsale.
Well, she was implanted to like kind of. She was an operative, but she was planted as his wife, you know,
wow.
To like make sure he doesn't regain, just to keep him on the straight and narrow to where he doesn't start learning who he really is and start asking questions, and that's what eventually happens. And then they start beefing, you know, they're trying to kill each other.
Yeah.
You know, but I mean, obviously in real life it's different than the movies, but I mean, listen, some cold people out there, man.
There are, man.
You know? And for you to you got to be a sick kind of person to be like, all right, I'll do that. I'll go pretend I love this guy, have this guy fall in love with me, have kids, and then meanwhile, it's a whole psyop, you know, it's a whole CIA operation, you know.
That's crazy, you know.
Good.
No, but what?
But, you know, people like that exist.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, listen, man, like, that's the thing. I think probably people, we don't like to, like you said, it's too much for people. We don't like to think that people are really that bad. We live in our homes. We have our Netflix. We have our, we have our coffee. We have our fucking, whatever we have going on, our food, our Uber Eats, everything. And we're just like, which we have these things and we love these things.
Yeah.
But I think we live in a superposition world where both things are true. We could have these things that we love, but also we could also be like, yeah, the world's fucked, but whatever. What are you gonna do?
You really can do.
Yeah, exactly. So,
you gotta do it.
But people, I think, get like they can't deal with it.
Well, it's funny you say that. I met a guy not too long ago, and I told him to watch a guy at work. I told him to watch The Zeitgeist. You ever see The Zeitgeist?
No, I never seen it.
It's a documentary, and it's a crazy... It's about all the stuff we're talking about, even deeper than that. And he called me up. He's like, don't ever tell me to watch anything ever like that again. And he's an older guy. He was like 60, in his mid-60s. Because it completely, like, shattered his world. Like, he was like, there's no way any of this is true. I refuse to believe it. Yeah. I refuse to believe that are powers that control our every move. Not that they do control every move, but control our life and what we know and what we're allowed to access. You know, it was just so bizarre to him
that's so
the
crazy.
World is not really what it really seems.
Yeah.
And he was like distraught. He was like, I don't believe anything like that. And it's
almost
crazy.
almost like he does believe it. But he doesn't want to believe it, kind of
his
thing,
brain
right?
isn't letting it.
Like he's angrily not believing it.
Right.
Like, no, I don't fucking believe that.
Which is crazy to think about. People, you know, they talk about NPCs, non-player character. It's like a video reference, you know, like and non-player character. You know, like I see somebody and I'm like, how is this a real person?
Yeah.
You know, non-player character.
Sometimes I'll be sitting in my room like a non-player character, just like...
Yeah. I feel like I could be like that sometimes too. Yeah.
But that's very interesting. You know, it's so funny that you said that story. Yeah. Because that same podcast that I was listening to that I told you earlier, the Danny Jones, Sam Tripoli one, he was saying... Danny Jones is a younger guy there. He's in Florida. And he was talking to somebody who's like happens to be an older 60-year-old guy who loves Donald Trump. Yeah. Like loves him. And at this point, they were talking about how people don't want to believe Donald Trump is implicated in the Epstein files or covering him up or anything because that's their guy, right? And he was like, and to my understanding, what I see is they're all trying to cover it up. That's my understanding.
that he was in the files.
Well, he's in the files, but forget that aspect for a second. Just the simple fact that the whole administration is trying to forget about it. The files. Like when he says like when Donald Trump was like, and once again, I hate politics in general.
Yeah,
I don't deal with politics. And I'm not saying like whatever, like if you like him, if you don't like him, whatever. But it would seem like every time now that they're asking about the Epstein files, like before he was like, oh, you're still talking about this?
Trump was
there, right? Yeah, and all that kind of stuff. So there, and Pam Bondi's a psycho, like like saying, "Come on, guys, the economy's thriving. We're still talking about this pedophile." Like they just want to get rid of. Like Kash Patel is an idiot. Like he's sitting there, like, if I would look into it if there was something going on. Well, I wish if I do a crime that these guys are coming after me because they would never fucking figure it out. They would never look into me at all if these are the guys doing it. Yeah. So. He was saying how like they were saying, because you just pay attention, it doesn't matter. It's bipartisan. It's not Democrat or Republican. It's just these people are corrupt.
Controlled opposition.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Mm-hmm. That's exactly one of the things. So people don't want, especially people that thought he's the savior of America. They don't want to believe that he's covering up for these elites, right? Mm-hmm. Which it seems like he is to me. It seems like he is.
With Donald Trump.
Yeah, it seems like he is to me.
Okay.
And so, because they all are. Everybody is. Because they're the people in charge.
Well, it's funny. I just saw a video of Bill Clinton too.
Yeah, didn't he
say something about that too, where he was like, I just want to make it clear that Trump never told me that he was friends with Epstein or something like that, right?
I don't know. I didn't see that.
I think he just did a deposition.
I didn't see that, but guess what? That would make sense because they're friends. So they're not going to go after each other anyway.
Bill Clinton and Trump are friends?
Yeah, they're friends, bro.
Really?
You see them in picture, bro. Yeah.
And Jeffrey Epstein had Bill Clinton's
his picture
up with him in a red dress. And then he had Bush.
Yeah.
You see that picture that he had in his house, a Bush?
No, what was it?
He had President Bush like sitting on the ground in the Oval Office with 2 airplanes and 2 Jenga towers.
Bro, yeah.
As if like which is also another thing we can get into, is 9/11, that whole thing.
Yeah.
We're from New York.
Yeah,
Our uncles were in firefighters
in
9/11.
Yeah.
So that's a whole another thing.
Well, but we could get into that, but that's what I wanted to say though, is like, it doesn't matter. The people love Clinton, Republicans love Donald Trump. Right, they're both implicated in it, and it's just a horrible thing, in my opinion. And I think whoever, like, it's funny. Sean Ryan was talking about how he was like in his woods, like doing a video, and he said to Pam Bondi, like, oh, if we take all these people down, like it will ruin our world, or ruin the economy.
Listen, sometimes that's what you got to do, right?
And Sean Ryan goes, "Isn't that what you guys fucking ran on? Draining the swamp?
Yeah.
This sounds like the swamp to me."
That's what you got to do.
So like they're kind of,
because he was mad at Trump, right?
But the thing is, because this is just
not that he was mad at him, but he was
because they're just like they're not releasing the files, and they're covering up.
Right.
But
they released them, right?
They did, because that. So this is the good part about it, in my opinion, is the people aren't stopping. Aren't stopping. That's a good part.
That's a big part, right?
So none of these politicians. That's why I always say this for myself. Nobody gives a shit about people, bro.
Right.
They care about their own interests, and that's it. Yeah. Whether he was friends with him or whether he just doesn't want it to come out. Mm-hmm. Whoever these people are, because there's billionaires involved in the files.
Right.
So
elite people.
So you could say he is implicated, like Donald Trump. He is implicated in the files, or he just doesn't want financially the economy to go down.
Right.
Either way, he's in my opinion, my eye test. Mm-hmm. He's covering up for these people.
Yeah.
So, which is unacceptable for me in any regard, because that's not how we start. That's not how you drain the swamp, and that's not how you do it. It seems like more of the same thing.
Yeah.
So, but what I was gonna say was the guy.
But I also think that Trump is very aware of, of the powers to be, right? So he's got to play chess a little bit. Mm. You understand? Look what happened with Kennedy.
Yeah.
Right? They got him. Trump had 2 assassination attempts on his life.
Do you agree? Do you think you think he really? You think they really tried to assassinate him?
Trump?
Yeah. You think so? Or you think it was staged?
I don't know. I mean, the dude got shot in the head.
He didn't
get shot in the head, but he got shot in the ear, right?
In the ear.
Yeah.
That's another interesting thing to look into, though. Honestly,
I mean, you would have to like, how would they fake that? Like, did they really shoot a bullet?
That's the thing, and his ear is there. His ear is there, first of all, right? Like he didn't lose.
Well, I think you could see frame by frame the bullet. Actually, I don't know. That's I would have to really analyze that. I haven't really thought too much about that.
Yeah,
I mean, anything's possible, right? I mean, you could.
Because supposedly also that there was the guy after he got shot, like he was moving people. Not evacuating them, but moving them
that whole
to get
detail
him
was like
to get him like
that one girl couldn't get the freaking
yeah
out of the pocket.
Yeah, like whatever. It was.
I mean, maybe it could.
I don't know. I don't trust him either. I don't trust any politicians.
I don't trust anybody either.
I don't trust. So I don't trust him, and I don't think.
Yeah, but my point was, like.
You think so? You think he knows about them? That's what you were saying. You think he knows about the powers to be? Oh,
for sure. I mean, he's been a billionaire most of his life. He's rubbed elbows with very, very powerful people his entire life. I mean, I'm sure he knows what's up. Yeah. And he's got to be strategic. Now, is that true? I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, maybe from that point of view, I could see it a little differently. Yeah. But I could see both aspects for sure. But one thing with the Jeffrey Epstein files is that, like you said before, like we haven't stopped pestering, not even pestering, demanding that we see these files. Now, that's like unheard of pretty much. Like usually like something crazy would happen, people would, freak out for a couple months, maybe a year, and then that's it. It'd go away. But with these Epstein files, this is like really the first time in history where we're like, no, we kept on going and we want to see them.
Why? Why do you think that is?
I think because we've gotten to a place to where we're just fed up. Yeah. Like we're just so like people are, like we said before, people are so more aware today because of the information that we have access to, that people are just fed up. We want a different world. We want our kids to grow up in a world that's better. We want to know that we're in good hands. You know what I mean? And by the looks of it, we're not. We're really not. And like we said also before, is politics is just the surface. Yeah. Trump only has so much power. Yeah, he might be the president, but I mean, you have all these other organizations that play. You have it's not just the president.
I think this is what I was gonna say with him though.
He has the illusion of power.
He does, but I also think he is part of the swamp as well. Honestly,
he could be.
Because
very well could be.
Because I think they all are though. I just think they all are because. So that's the thing. Like I'm old enough. Like you are too. We're both old enough. Like we both grew up with this corruption. Like nothing ever happens when a politician becomes president. Right. You know what I mean? Like nothing. Never like nothing. The system really doesn't change. Like the system doesn't change. Like, and that's probably a problem. I would say for me that's a problem because the system is just corrupted completely. But in the scope of things, people could try to do something or give the illusion to do something. But I think that with all this Israel stuff, with all this Iran stuff, like I think all of these things are very Russia stuff. All this stuff is very like, dude, it's just, in my opinion, like if I would say this, like Trump has a different, maybe is more of a nationalist. Like believes like, oh, let's lock down things. Like let's lock down for the elite Americans. Mm-hmm. And like, yeah, you could have your little thing, but we're still gonna have elite Americans, and then everybody could have their freedoms, quote unquote. Because he's also doing certain things with defense things that are not cool, like Palantir and shit. That's not cool, and other things. Okay. But like trying to like monitor everybody, like that kind of stuff. And but like Democratic maybe is more of a globalization of things. Like they want to globalize things. So it's really like you just have two people that are trying to fucking govern us hard. with just two different mindsets. That's my opinion.
So what does he say? I'm not really too. Say I don't watch the news really. Yeah. I don't really watch any.
Me neither. No, I don't either. I just hear snippets of things.
I'm not too sure about like any of the stuff that's going on crazy with. I know they bombed Iran. Right?
I don't know.
But what is that thing you're talking about with the surveillance?
Well, surveillance. This was something that like happened he signed maybe a year or whatever like earlier on. It's like Palantir is like a company like it's saying like trying to take everybody's information. It's Peter Thiel, you know that guy whose name as an acronym spells out the reptile. By the way, that's weird.
Oh, really?
That's odd. Yeah.
Wow.
But he has like an intelligence contract, and he's the guy who like gets everybody's information together. Like, oh, here, this is Vin. This is all his stuff. Oh, this is Mike. This is all his stuff. So it gets all your information tidy, so you could. I mean, dude, it's like anything. It's like, oh, this person's causing a problem. We have all their shit right here. Here you go. Yeah. So he's like, I think for him, he's once again an elite person who just likes control and doesn't,
Well, yeah.
And doesn't.
Yeah, he's got a giant ego.
And, man. But that's like, that's why. Like so to go back to it, by the way, is the guy was saying how he was like the guy is a huge Donald Trump supporter. He can't believe that he's trying to cover up for this in any way because he's like 60 something years old and he's like he thinks this guy is like the best guy.
God.
So it's like I can't believe that this guy is like also a part of it. Like maybe not like directly, but like also a part of these people that are like, relax with that. Don't worry about that.
He had this image of this, and that was crumbling, and he can't handle it.
Yeah. So he's like, oh, it's not true. It's this or that. And then these people don't. That's why these people get jazzed up about the halftime show. Because they don't care about the files. They don't care about the stuff that's really happening. They care about like, this guy don't speak English. Fuck him. Or oh, you're racist. You don't want him to do it. It's like, all right, fight each other on this. Don't worry about that. You know what I mean?
Right. It's create division amongst the people. That's like create the division amongst the people so they don't come and look at the actual source of what is creating this whole thing. It's like you watch everything on the news, right? And then you go out into the world and everyone's watching the news, and then now there's division in the world because the news is telling you there's division. Like if you're being told you're a cat for so long, you might start thinking you're a cat.
Start meowing and shit.
Yeah, you might start meowing, So, I mean, people are just a product of what they spend their time surrounding themselves with and watching. And if you're watching, CNN and all these news channels talking about racism and war and conflict, because that's what all the news really is just craziness. When was the last time you ever seen something on the news that was like heartfelt or like
no.
Oh, look at this, old couple, like
a fireman saves a cat from a tree.
Like you never see stuff. It's always like craziness and fear mongering and all that type of stuff. So I completely cut out. I don't even have cable, bro. I don't watch commercials anymore. I don't watch the news. I don't have social media. I mean, I have TikTok just so I could like look up work stuff and some like interesting videos of conspiracy theories and like stuff like that.
You're interested in,
Stuff that I'm interested in, but I don't have like Instagram or Facebook or anything like that. And I find I'm way happier. Because I see some people that are on the news.
Oh, dude.
And like their whole day is crushed because they seen something on the news that just like, like
there's certain people, bro, that I see at my job, and they're nice people. They're on their phone, literally, like their head is in their phone, walking. Like they don't notice. Like if I walk by them, they don't even see me, because they're like this the whole like back and forth, just on their phone, looking at this stuff. This kind of stuff. And you're getting mind controlled, honestly. You are, because that's not healthy. To just keep on, like, you could believe anything. That's why like people say like conspiracy theories, like no, it's like you're just taking in all the information healthily, not being like I believe this, being like that's interesting, because there's a lot of interesting stuff out here. Not like, oh, here, what does CNN say? That's a conspiracy theory. If I like, It's funny, I was talking to a guy and I was like, and he doesn't like Donald Trump, and I was like, I don't like or dislike any. I just don't like politics, like I said. And I was like, honestly, bro, I don't care about politics. Like, I'll never fight anybody over that anyway, because I don't know these people.
Right.
So it's like, I like you. I like you. You're like, if you like that guy, you hate that guy. If I fight with you for somebody I don't even know, that's crazy to me.
Right.
I know the people around me, and you're cool. So like, I'm not gonna fight anybody around me. It's just real interesting. I met the girl right after she did the interview, actually, of that the CNN girl who interviewed Tim Dillon. I don't know if you saw that interview.
I don't think I did. No.
So this was like a big thing because Tim Dillon went on CNN. So yeah, so I met the girl that interviewed Tim Dillon, and this was a big thing because Tim Dillon. Let me close this. Mm-hmm. This was a big thing because Tim Dillon, obviously, like, he's an independent podcaster, and he did CNN. Like, he did an interview with like obviously a very kind of a left leaning, we would say.
I did see this again.
You did see it.
Maybe again.
And so I watched it. It just came out. So he kept on talking about it, like, to everybody on his podcast and everything. Like, I hope they release the interview. Like, they're probably going to clip it and not release the whole thing. But I say release the whole thing. Like, people hate regular the news. People watch our shows, our podcast. Just release it, and it will be good. Don't, like, manipulate it. Just release the whole thing. This is, like, what people want. That's why you're losing your numbers and viewing.
They're so disconnected from what actual people want. Right?
So it came out. I watched it, and then she came in to my job, and I was like. And I literally was just watching her, right? And I was like, I literally just watched your video. She's like, because she's like a nerdy, like, white girl. She's like, which one? Oh, the Tim Dillon. Oh, the Tim Dillon one. Yeah. I was like, oh, it was really good. Like, keep it up, you know? Because they're like kind of like left leaning, like very like mainstream thought. Really? I was like, yeah, keep it up. Keep up. She's like, yeah, I hope we do a lot more of those, more to come. I was like, yeah, that'd be awesome. You know, cool.
Wow.
Yeah, keep it up. It was really good. I liked it. And she's like, oh, thanks.
That's cool.
And she like walked away, right? And I saw online the hate this lady was getting from everybody because they hate, like, they were like, Tim Dillon owns woke lady and all this other stuff. And it was like, if you watch it, she's just coming it from a narrative.
Well, that's all clickbait, right?
Yeah, obviously that's what I'm saying. Yeah. If you watch it, you're like, wow, it's actually...
Negative sells, you know?
Exactly, yeah. Getting more views. If you watch it, she obviously is biased from her perspective, but she's like sitting down with him, respectfully.
Right.
It wasn't like a antagonistic thing. Right. She was just like, do you think, you know, you guys are harming, like, whatever? Like, you know, just like asking questions that most of these people that watch this stuff ask and think. Because it's like an echo chamber, right? But she was like receptive and listening, and he was talking and saying how he felt, and being funny, but being like, you know, like a good interviewee, and she was there like listening. So it was like good. It was like as good as you would think. Like somebody from CNN is gonna interview a crazy person who talks about all this crazy stuff.
Yeah, he's crazy, Tim Dillon.
You know, he's I love him. He's hilarious. He's hilarious. But that's the thing, like, too, like, I forgot exactly why I brought that up, but it's like, you know, you have somebody from one side of things, and then you have, like, an alternative kind of person, like Tim Dillon, who, like, talks about everything and doesn't necessarily like...
Well, he's authentic.
He's authentic,
right,
you know?
He's real. People, they like and they sympathize with real.
Yeah.
They connect with that.
Yeah. And I think from what I saw in the interview, she was real too. She's just biased from her own.
Right.
Yeah,
but most of the news that you see.
Yeah.
You know.
But listen, we talk to people all day, and people like don't, like you just said, the guy, he was like, don't ever send me that again. It's like you're thinking to yourself, how do you not love that?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. You know? Exactly. And then in his mind, he's like, how do you love that?
Yeah.
So it's interesting.
It's like, you ever talk to somebody and like you'll say something you think is so like thoughtful and profound, but then when you say it to them, you're like, oh wow, like we're not on that same wavelength at all. Yeah. But you didn't realize that until like they didn't get what you were saying.
I feel like that all the time, bro.
Yeah.
I feel like that all the time. I feel like I'm too kooky for some people, you know.
Like, I remember one time I said a quote to somebody, and I was like, and it was something like, I think it was like, I watched this movie, and then the guy goes, wherever I am, or wherever I am, that's where I'll be.
That's where I'll be.
Or something like that. And I was like, oh, that's so profound. And then I said it to the person, and they were like, that's corny.
Yeah, dude, what are you talking about?
Yeah. And I was like, and they were like, that's like the fucking corniest thing I've ever heard. You think that was pretty good, right? I'm like, bro, it is good. Like, what?
I mean, everyone's got their own perception of reality, bro. Everyone's got their own way of looking at the world, you know? Yep. It's so funny. I think that's why me and you click so much is because, obviously, we knew each other our whole life.
Yeah.
Cousins. But, you know, we're on that same wavelength, you know, that same frequency where, you know, we could always bounce ideas off each other, and we could always come at things with a skeptical mind and with you just want to learn things, man. We just want to learn new things. Curiosity is one of our biggest traits, you know.
Yeah, man.
And not everybody's like that, but things are changing. The tide is shifting, you know. The tide is shifting. That's why this whole Epstein thing with them coming out and saying we want this proof and we want the files and all that, it's a good thing, you know. But
it seems like a change, man. Like we won't stand for we just want this stuff to come out. Like, we won't stand for this not coming out. You could throw whatever you want at us, but we just like won't.
Yep, we're gonna keep pushing it. What else you want to talk about?
I think that's good. I think we're good. You want to wrap it up?
I kind of like this, bro.
Yeah.
Whatever you want to do.
All right, you know what? Yeah, let's keep it going then. We'll keep it going. I like it too. Yeah. You know what we'll do? I'll say this. We're at 2:16 now. Like here on the
2:50.
No, on the hours.
Oh, okay.
2 hours and 16 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
We'll go to like 2:40.
All right.
Is that good?
Sounds perfect.
So once it's at like 2:40, we'll start wrapping it up. So yeah, because we could keep on talking, bro.
We could.
Yeah.
All right, perfect.
So I don't know, man. I think that. So do you see? So I have a couple other things here. What I'll say is, since we're talking about this, is I feel like a big topic. Where do you think what is the end result, or what is like a next stage of like us people awakening?
What is the next stage?
Yeah, like you said, like right now people are like, oh, we want to know what's going on with these files, and like the government's controlling the weather, like all this stuff.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, well, I mean, you see NASA, right? You ever see the huge machine that they have? They could literally make a cloud.
Yeah.
And then an hour later, the cloud would rain. I mean, it's a known thing. We're able to make.
Well, they did that in Saudi Arabia, right?
And
that's why there was
the whole entire city.
Yeah, so that's real.
Cloud seeding.
Yeah.
You know? I mean, so they definitely have they have that technology. And then there's I think a weather station somewhere in Alaska. What do they call that place? Oh, it's like a whole. It's like a whole.
Is it Alaska? Or is it Antarctica?
I think it's Alaska, where it's like they control. I would have to look that up for next time, but yeah. I mean, I think it comes down to, like I said before, right? These people think generationally, you know. So you started. What was it? 2000. A couple years ago, they started having, or 2 years ago, they started having the hearings in the Senate about like the aliens and all that stuff, the disclosure. I think it really just comes down to them giving us the truth. If that will ever happen, I think it eventually will. You know, I think it's starting. You can't just throw everything all out at once. And this is also another big thing too, is what you were talking about, Kevin DeLong.
Yeah.
Why don't you just disclose
Tom
it?
DeLong. Yeah.
Tom DeLong.
Yeah.
It's because these technologies that we have will give us free energy.
Yeah.
You know, anti-gravitic propulsion systems. You know, it completely destroy the economy. You know, everything's based on oil. We're an oil-based economy, right? Yeah. So if you take out oil and just give like Nikola Tesla.
Yeah.
That's why he died alone, an old man. They stole his research. Baron Donald Trump's uncle was
that's
another thing. He was one of the guys responsible for seizing all his work, and if they do disclose these things, then that would be a complete shift in the way we live our life. That's why they don't disclose it. It's because there's too much power and too much money in what we have now. You know what I mean? So that's a huge thing. But it's starting to happen. I mean, we're starting to get. This also happened in 2001, right before 9/11, which is also very interesting. Right before 9/11, it was like a big disclosure event with Dr. Stephen Greer. He had like a bunch of people come out and testify about Black Project programs, and all this money is being spent, and $2 trillion are missing. I think the guy who worked, what was his name? I forget his name. I would have to do more research on this, but there was a guy who came out and was like, "Yo, listen, there's like $2 trillion missing in our economy." And this is right before 9/11. And all the information that was stored in the Pentagon, that was the exact same place that plane hit, which there was no plane. There was a bomb. There was no evidence of a plane. So, and right before that, they had this big giant disclosure event, which it was gaining traction, and then boom, 9/11 happened. So was that a distraction to get us away from the big disclosure event and where there's $2 trillion go? Like, things were starting to come out back then, and then that just got completely derailed by 9/11. So I mean, things are coming out slowly and surely. I mean, it's very. They say 2026 is going to be a crazy year. Hopefully, maybe something happens this year. I don't know, but
what they say? Alien spaceships coming 2026 or 2077 or something. Somebody said that though. Like,
maybe, but they've been saying that forever. They've said 2024.
It's on its way here.
But at the end of the day, life goes on. You still got to get up and go to work. Still got to pay your taxes. I mean. So we'll see what happens.
Well, the taxes, that's a whole nother thing too. I think that's going to go by the wayside pretty soon, honestly.
Taxes?
Yeah.
That's
I think when the like, that's the craziest part about, I would say, the files too, like, specifically, is that, like, when you say to pay your taxes, get up, go to work, like, people really, I think there's like some kind of weird awakening. I think there's like a shift. I think we're shifting into something else, honestly.
I think so too.
Like how we think is very interesting on, like you said, you got to get up, you got to go to work and stuff. But then it's like, think about how many things we do during the day and during life that, like, people do that it's just like, why are we doing this? Like, getting on, like, getting to work, going on a train, getting to work. Like, what is this?
Rumsfeld was his name. So
Donald Rumsfeld.
Rumsfeld.
Yes.
I knew it was Rumsfeld. Something with an R. $2 trillion was missing September 10th, 2021. And then the next day, 9/11.
I mean, dude, just 9/11. I mean, I'm gonna be honest.
I just wanted to remember what the name was.
No, I was just saying, like, that's another thing. Like, even to say, like, people don't want to think that that's like. They'll probably get violent if you say that, especially in New York. Like, what do you mean it's not? It was
actually, no, not you'd be not in New York. It's other places.
Yeah,
because New Yorkers were there.
We were there. Yeah. Well, the thing is, like, yeah, exactly. Like, but to think and know that it was like fishy, and then for people to really be like, all right, what happened? That's a whole nother thing because I think it is one of those things again where it's like. Bro, that's dark,
I mean,
man.
that's crazy. Yeah, it's like, how could somebody do that? I mean, you ever hear Building 7?
Yeah, they just said bring it down, and it went down.
Building 7, yeah. I mean,
nothing hit Building 7.
Nothing hit Building 7. Building 7 was a completely different. It's not even near the Twin Towers.
Dude, even the Twin Towers.
They're structurally designed not to implode on themselves the way they are. Dude. The way they did.
Forget anything that anybody says about anything. Yeah. Look with your eyes. That's all I'm saying. Look with your eyes. Statistically, what could be true and not true, okay. well, you're not a scientist, this, that, whatever. Okay,
right.
I got you.
Right.
I got all that stuff. The buildings, both of them, went down perfectly.
Perfect. Controlled demolition.
Perfectly. That, to me, is interesting.
Yeah.
It's very interesting that both buildings seem to have just went down perfectly into themselves, not on anything else.
Right.
That's all I'm saying.
And you have molten steel. Like lava flows the debris.
They didn't fall over, hit other buildings. They didn't do anything. They went straight down.
You control that. It's 1 in a trillion.
Yeah.
You know, it's 1 in a trillion. Let's say, all right, that did actually happen from the planes. It's a 1 in a trillion.
Yeah.
You know, chance for that to happen. You know, and then you have the
two of them to do it,
and then 2 of them to do it right at the same time. And then, you know, the molten steel, like lava flow. Jet fuel doesn't burn that hot to melt steel.
Yeah,
it doesn't happen. And then 2 weeks before 9/11, the elevator shafts were in maintenance. A lot of people don't know that.
Wow.
2 weeks before. So were they implanting up, you know,
the dancing
up the,
what are they called, the dancing what
shaft?
You saw those, the dancing Jews?
The dancing Jews?
They were Jews dancing like in pictures when 9/11 was happening.
Oh really?
Yeah.
No, I didn't.
And they were in the building or whatever. There was like some kind of weird thing in the building. It was like, I didn't look that up, but that's supposedly like a big thing.
Dancing Jews?
Yeah.
What were they doing in there?
You could probably look it up right now. Just type it in.
Dancing Jews?
No, like they're dancing like one of the like 9/11's going on in the back. Like it's happening.
Really?
It's happening.
Like on purpose?
And they're dancing like they're happy about it.
Oh, really?
And then supposedly there was some organization in there that was something that has a fishy connection. But you could probably look it up right now.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not gonna say that they did it, right? But if you think it was an inside job, who did it? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not just you, but I'm saying like in general. Like what's that implication? You know?
Oh. Dancing Israelis or dancing
Israelis, yeah, sorry, not
refers to a widely discussed 9/11 conspiracy theory originating from the detention of 5 Israeli nationals on September 11, 2021, who were reportedly seen celebrating and filming the attack on the World Trade Center. Wow.
Yeah.
Jews did 9/11.
Well, you know, hold on.
Dancing Israel.
Yeah.
The Mossad did 9/11.
But, you know, I mean, listen, man. There's a lot, and to say it's just one thing, I mean, like we were talking about, it's just
hard
all...
to know. Yeah,
it's all different, bro. It's all different. It's all connected, man, you know?
All you could really do is look at the facts, right?
Yeah.
And then go from there.
The interesting thing, though, like I said, like I was saying, the interesting thing about the Charlie Kirk thing was that they literally started construction right after that. Yeah. That's... Whatever you say about anything, I will always be like...
So last thing you do to a crime scene.
I was like, why? Right. So, all right, we murdered the guy. The guy's dead. Let's fix everything up. Let's not look siphon. Like, let's do heavy construction here. Right. That will forever be a red flag for me. It doesn't pay... my intuition, while I'm at the crime, while I'm looking at this thing, is that there's something wrong there.
Right.
The 9/11 thing, the planes going straight down, is a red... That's a red flag for me.
Yeah.
You know?
Building 7's a huge one for me.
Yeah.
I mean, they literally had the British news station. The lady is literally confirming Building 7 has just fell.
Yeah.
I'm getting live on TV. Oh, I'm getting confirmation Building 7 fell. Meanwhile, Building 7 is still standing in the background.
And then I heard, and doesn't somebody say like take down Building 7
I don't know
or something?
About that,
There's like
but
an audio of something.
I don't know about that, but I wouldn't doubt it. You know?
Yeah. All right. So that one, the Charlie Kirk one. I'm going to say Charles Manson. I got Charles Manson here. Ready?
Okay. So, I know a little bit about Charles.
So Charles Manson, supposedly, he was like the MK Ultra guy. Mm-hmm. Right?
CIA operative.
They were using drugs and hallucinogens and hypnotizing to like activate people and stuff like that and make them do things.
Like sleeper cells
kind of thing. So the thing about Charles Manson that's very interesting to me is that I also think this, by the way, psyops work with like there's a movement and then they go into the movement and they control it.
Very true.
So there's a hippie movement. They don't want people to gain consciousness and enlightenment.
Yes.
Like I kind of feel like it's happening again now, a little bit, like real again. So let's, see what they try to do. But then they like go into and infect it, and then go and then like, oh, look at all these hippies, they're crazy, which they try to do. I think what they did with Charles Manson and these guys. He was arrested a bunch of times and let go, like a bunch of times. He was arrested and let go.
Yeah.
Which offenses that he shouldn't have been let go for, and
Yeah.
So
he had somebody behind him.
Yeah, letting him out of jail
who had some weight. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So that's very interesting to him, and I think like that's pretty much all but proven that he was controlled by like the CIA and stuff like that.
Well, I mean the Enlightenment, right? I mean, people were the whole hippie movement was people. They were becoming enlightened, right?
Yeah,
Taking all these psychedelics, and now I'm a big believer in psychedelics.
Yeah.
I think psychedelics are very, very powerful.
Me too, yeah.
If done correctly, they could be very, very beneficial to people. It's very spiritual. I've had my own spiritual awakenings on them, and the government was seeing all these people waking up. All these people are now. Vietnam was happening at that time, right?
Yeah.
They were speaking out against Vietnam, and now we can't have people speaking out against war, So
we need war.
Yeah, we need war, Yeah. And so I can understand completely how they would implement Charles Manson into that whole scene, because he was made to, he was the plant to make it seem like, if you do this, you're the devil.
Yeah.
He put a bad stigma on that whole thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Start like a race war, start all this stuff, like get everybody all mad at each other. Yeah, that's definitely very weird that he kept on getting in and out of jail, and like they knew about him and all this other stuff. What else? We have the Vegas shooting. You ever hear about that? Any weird stuff about that?
Oh yeah, the Vegas shooting. Wasn't the deputy of the Vegas shooting the same deputy from the Maui fires?
Yeah. Yep. He moved over to there, and yep.
People didn't think that. See, they don't think we're that smart.
No.
And that's where they kind of mess up sometimes,
Is that what you think? Is that you think that they don't think we're that smart?
I do believe that. Yeah. I think that they underestimate us sometimes, but also in another light, it's maybe they do it on purpose.
To say like, look what we could do.
Look what we could do, right? Because there's that whole thing of cosmic karma, right?
Yeah.
So like the elites, they have to tell us what they're doing, and if we are okay with it, then it gives them the permission to do it. You understand?
Consent kind of thing.
Consent, right?
Yeah.
So, like that whole thing now with the ads of. You ever see the KFC ad where they're like humans, human chickens?
No.
And almost insinuating like we're eating humans. Like,
oh wow.
Like McDonald's, right? There's a guy who was like, McDonald's sells 6 million burgers a day.
Yeah.
But they don't own enough cows to produce that much beef. So where's the meat coming from?
Yeah.
And then you see like these ads on TV like insinuating like we're eating humans, but like they're showing us what they're doing, and we're letting it happen. So it's okay. They're gonna keep doing it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, you're cool. All right.
A lot of people aren't aware enough to see these types of things. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so it's called like cosmic karma or whatever. Like they have to tell us what they're doing, and then they do it.
Yeah. I've heard of that for sure before. Because when they do things like, we're gonna do this, or this is gonna happen, and then it happens. It gets you programmed, programming to be okay with it.
Right.
And then you said like the law of attraction, manifestation, probably all that stuff. Like, like a lot of stuff that I've been reading, like philosophical stuff and like consciousness stuff, is like, whatever's in your consciousness isn't projecting out to you, you're projecting out to it. So whatever's happening in you, you're projecting that out into the world. This is your reality, is your projection, not what's being downloaded. You're putting it out.
Very true.
So that would make sense. It could be good or bad. You could project things in a negative light,
Exactly.
Or in a positive light, you know. So that's very interesting, man. So I heard a lot of crazy stuff with that. With you said that because of the Vegas shooting? Is that what you said originally?
Well, I said that they don't. That they
oh yeah,
don't think we're that smart,
thing,
right? There was a connection with them too. Yeah, so we got to catch up.
Well, no.
That topic, and then I forgot.
Yeah, me too. Oh, well, we're digressing a lot, but that's how we do it, baby. ADHD all day, every day. But yeah, it is the same guy, and I mean, so the Vegas shooting thing, I don't know exactly what it is, but let's say I got the interesting things were who that guy was, why he did what he did, and the fact that he was able to do it, the fact that he was dead. Before, and then it just got like swept under the rug. Like he was just
that happened a long time ago, right?
A while ago, and people were saying that there were several different shooters, and there were people were shot supposedly at angles that were like from straight above them.
Really?
So they were.
What do you think happened?
There's a lot there. So Ian Carroll, he's like a conspiracy theorist. Like he follows things. Like he does deep dives into things. He did a deep dive into this, and I'm not remembering everything that he said. But supposedly it was like there was like Saudi Arabian like helicopters flying around. Really? And there was like a guy, like a prince that was there at that point, and it was like a very weird scenario that happened there. Okay. And like it was a weird thing that was going on at that point, and maybe it was like an extraction thing or something, or like. But supposedly there was like testimonies from all over, like people are getting shot at in different crowds, and like it was a very chaotic time. Really? Yeah. So it was very interesting.
What do you think the motive was, though?
I don't know, man. To be honest, I don't know. I think I would like to like look back on it more, but that's just an odd one because people are just calling him like a weird guy that like just did it, but like that seems fishy, bro, to me. Yeah. You know.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, it does.
You know.
Yeah, I gotta look into that.
Look into that for sure, because it's an odd story, especially Ian Carroll. Look up Ian Carroll's one. Because he goes into it. He talks about like there's literally like you could I think there's something online where you could see like the phone calls being made to the police with like the map of the place, and it's like all messed up. Like the whole time, like the whole area is just messed
like
up.
where
things were going on. Like there's a shooting over here. This guy's shooting. He's opening fire.
Yeah, now
it's like,
is the official story one shooter?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. But once again, it's just
like the
weird.
JFK assassination.
Yeah.
Now they have they like came out and were like, yeah, there's if you look at the video of JFK, like his head goes back.
Yeah, dude.
You know, like there's
His head goes back, bro. People get shot in that back of the head, and then their head goes that way. That never.
Right. Yeah, it defies physics, bro.
Yeah, man.
You know, a freaking superhero.
Yeah. So that's weird.
Yup. Yeah, gotcha.
But like you were saying, like also too, the Maui fires things. Like people don't like to talk about that, or they like to say that, but all of the elites own areas there,
right?
And now you have like them wanting to buy out the land and make like these what is it called, like 5-minute cities?
5-minute cities, yes. Or 15-minute cities, or something like that. Yeah.
Whatever, like so, which meaning you could do everything in your city, and everything's like a monopoly sort of like homogenous thing. Yeah. And the locals didn't want to sell it,
and now they have no choice.
And what's going to happen now?
Now they're done.
And then you got people like Oprah who own most of the area there. You know, and I'm not saying she's whatever, but I'm saying like, is it like an FU, or is it like these people are stupid, or what is it she's
even Mark Zuckerberg or
well, I was gonna say Oprah was the one who she's like, please help us.
Yeah, you know, yeah, she's a billionaire. Yeah, she's asking, and The Rock too, right?
Yeah.
He's a billionaire, and they're asking us for money.
I know.
Get the fuck out of here. Go do it yourself. You're asking the people. You're crazy.
I cut The Rock some slack because I think he's just an actor who's like.
Yeah, he's. You know,
I don't know. I think he's playing the game. I think he's living the American dream, but.
Yeah. You never know.
You don't know,
Maybe, but. Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, that whole. That's another. It's like that whole. That was a crazy thing that happened.
Yeah.
And then that just went quiet.
It just went quiet, yeah.
right?
Yeah, what's going
that's
on?
Why
over
I mean,
I don't
like,
even know what's going on.
But that's what I mean.
Right
like a lot of things just get swept under the rug.
Yeah.
That's why with Jeffrey Epstein, it's crazy that this went on for so long, and people were like, "No, we want to know." But yeah, Maui that's a whole nother. I mean, you see, like everything that was blue wasn't touched.
Yeah, I did.
It's because the direct energy weapon doesn't work on things that are blue. And then there was a video of Biden talking about it. He was on a hot mic, or someone was recording him not knowing, and he was talking to another guy saying, "Yeah, did you see all like the blue warnings and stuff that weren't touched?" Like confirming, like, you know, like not confirming, but from the video, what I got from it was like he knew more than
he was
leading on, right?
Which would be the most he's ever known about anything recently. Right. Joking.
You know.
But that's interesting. Yeah, that's interesting, man. No, that's a whole thing. I would actually see. This is the thing. You gotta like to keep up with all this stuff.
Yeah, it's a lot.
It's insane, bro.
It's a lot.
So like, you don't know. Like now you got to be like, you know, what happened? What is happening over there? And then you look it up. You're like, oh, they made 10-minute cities now. Okay, cool.
Yeah,
that's cool,
bro,
you know?
it's crazy. Well, that's that whole thing with they're doing that. What do they call it? The line in Saudi Arabia.
Dude, that looks nuts, man.
But that's like 100 miles of.
Yeah.
And they're already doing. They're already. Doing it. They're building it now.
It's crazy.
I mean, it's gonna take a long time, but yeah, it's insane, bro. It's insane. The future looks. See, I mean, we have technologies now that like if like the world if people could snap their fingers today and like release everything that they have, all these technologies that are being suppressed. And our civilization would be completely different today, bro. You know, like completely different today. I mean, it would be insane, bro. We would have flying cars. We would have. I mean, you always saw that. You know, by the year 2000, we're gonna have flying cars, this and that. You know, I mean, we have like the gimmick ones that. Yeah. There are there, but
they're making them now. Yeah, like they're making.
But it's not like mainstream.
No, yeah.
But
Well, you know what's crazy about that to me, man? Like that does kind of make you a little bit like, damn, bro. Like, I think like the suppression of knowledge, like real knowledge and real things, like really keeps us down. Because do you remember like that they call it the atomic age, which is like the 50s, where it was like men and women in suits and like in a spaceship kind of thing. Yep. I love that. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, kind of very similar. Yeah. I love the aesthetic. Like I love that art. Remember I showed you the art? Like it's like, oh, like them driving an old car like on Saturn's rings and stuff. Yep. So I'll be honest with you. I probably think that's possible. And that would have been possible back like if we kept it going.
Yeah, like,
you know?
Exactly.
Like didn't suppress everything. Like you just said, like snap the fingers and we had all the knowledge, you know? Like we could have been doing like floating cities, or like everybody could have had a hoverboard or you know, whatever, like a flying car or jetpack, whatever, bro. You know? Yeah. I mean, the technologies are all there. They're all there. They're actually even there like now with us, but we just nobody puts them. Right. We don't put them together.
Right. It's like you look at like a cell phone, right? Yeah. Like it. You give a phone to a caveman, they're gonna think like you're a magician. Yeah. You know, and we take it for granted. We don't really realize that like this is pretty much magic in a phone. It is. Like I could talk to somebody from the other side of the planet. Yeah. Like in a second.
That's what they say fiber optics was from the technology.
Fiber optics was a back engineered technology. Yeah. You know?
Because if you think about it, it's literally like light travel.
Yes. Yes.
Like from one point to another.
Yes. Yeah, we didn't come up with that just by accident. I mean, you look at all of human history, right? All up until like the early 1900s, and then boom, from the last 100 years has been like a tenfold in leap. Yeah. From, since the caveman days.
Yeah, like the Wright brothers. Just the flight is even
right.
crazy.
I mean, just the last 100 years have been we've advanced so much. It's like, how, I think I'm crashing from the coffee.
I know, dude, me too. So, we'll wrap it up. It actually is funny because it is actually 2:45 of what I just said. So, thank you, Vin, for a beautiful convo. We're going to have to... So, the next one, we're going to go deep into another... Yeah. Like, maybe we'll do one specific thing. We'll go deep into it.
That
okay.
This is more of just like a jambalaya.
Jambalaya. Yeah. This was I digress with jambalaya. Yeah. So, thank you for listening. If you stuck around for this long. And bye. Love you guys.
Ciao for now.